Hello guys, welcome to my video series tutorial to talk about Microsoft Semantic Kernel. In our first video, we talk about how to use MCP server in Semantic Kernel. There we created the local MCP server and we use our Semantic Kernel application to connect the MCP server. In this video, I'm going to focus on how to convert our Semantic Kernel plugin into MCP server. The next step, using Microsoft Extension AI, we are going to connect our MCP server. So in this one, the first step, I have created the kernel object using our Llama model. The Llama model is running in my local PC. So here I used local Llama client kernel. I used the model Llama 3.2. So this is my local model. Based on that, I added the plugin called currency converter plugin. This currency converter plugin, just based on the rupees, is converted to the rate. So this plugin I added into my kernel. So the first step, this plugin I added into my MCP server. So here we created the MCP server. This server I am going to add as a tool, MCP tool, our plugins. Once this is done, the next step, as I mentioned, we're going to use this MCP server in our Microsoft Extension AI. To convert this plugin into MCP tool or MCP server tool, what we have to do, if you see, this plugin is a plugin collection. So we have to loop one by one in the collection, take the plugin. In that plugin, what are the functions you want to add into the MCP server or MCP tool? The decision you can take. For this example, I'm going to take the complete function, all the function available in the currency converter plugin into the MCP server. So for that, I just add for each kernel dot plugins, select mini here plugin. So take one on each plugin. So here I call this plugin function like this. So builder dot services dot add singleton. So here we have to pass our plugin function. The plugin function not directly supported by the MCP tool. So we have to convert our plugin function into MCP tool. For that, we have to use the class MCP Server tool dot create. So this class we have to use. Here we have to pass our plugin function. So here you can see the argument plug. This is function need the AI function. The beauty here is Semantic Kernel provide the option to convert our plugin as a AI function. So we can just call the as a AI function. That's it. So our all the plugin function available in the MCP server. So our server is ready. This is a one way you can add your plugin into the MCP server. There is another way also is possible, like you can create the Fluent function like this. For that, I just add the second way. You can add it like this. Created one extension function, static class MCP extension. So this class have one static function, static, and it should return the MCP server builder function name, add sk plugins, and argument is that this MCP server builder. Next argument we have to pass our plugins. So the kernel plugin collection, because we have to pass this plugin. So this one and the argument called as kernel plugins. That's it. So we have to just copy this code and we move to here. And there is one more changes. We can just keep like this. That's it. So finally, return the builder. So here we can call our function also, or function add escape plugin. We have to pass the plugin collections. So kernel.plugins. That's it. So this is also possible. You can add it like this. So our server is ready. We just build, check it. Yeah, all is fine. So the next step, we have to use this MCP server in our Microsoft Extension AI. Here I have created our client application MCP client. So here I used local LLM Llama model, the extension class factory. If you go to this base kernel extension client class factory, so here I connected my local Llama model, the chat client I written it. And here I call the get streaming response function. I pass what is exchange rate euro to INR. First we'll run this application and we see the output. So this is a startup project. We see the output, how it is working. The next step we'll connect our MCP server. Based on the December 2023, the euro rate is written. Fine. So we have to get the real time our euro exchange rate that is available in our kernel plugin function. We converted our plugin function to the MCP server. Okay, so our this client going to connect our MCP server. To connect the local MCP server, I have explained about this MCP SK client. If you go to the program.cs file, the first step we have to create the client transport object, and this object we have to use MCP client factory to connect our MCP server, and to call the list of tools async function, we get all the tools and here we printed. So up to this step everything is same. So here our client program.cs file, I just add our client transport object and copy the remaining code up to this is same code. I just copy and it paste it here. So here we just return and first we see the tools and description. Start the application. So here you can see our currency converter plugin INR to euro, INR to dollar. If you go to our plugin class, we can see that, yeah. So the description convert to INR, all the functions added into this our MCP tool. Okay, so we can able to get the MCP tools information. So just remove this one. So this tool information we have to pass to the our local client. So here we have to pass. So the second argument you can see the chart option we have to use to implement this feature. So here I created the chart options. So here create chart option object, chart option new, and if you go here you can see there is a property called tools. Yeah, these tools we have to pass our these tools information. So chart options, chart options new, and this property called tools. Here we have to assign our MCP tools into these tools. Here you can see this is a AI tool, but if the base class derived from the as a AI function only, if we go to our program.cs file, here we can see no as a AI function. So the AI tool also derived from the AI function only, so no need to write any conversion, you can directly assign it. There are two ways you can pass it. One way, new of AI tool, here directly pass tools here, this is ready, or you can use the new pattern like this. So dot tools. So our tools available. So this chart option we have to pass it here. That's it. Super simple. So here we just change the color so that we can see the difference. Color is dark green. Yeah, this one maybe dark another color. We change back to white. Console white. Yeah, super. We start the application. Started. We get the result. So the currency exchange rate 1 euro approximately 88 rupees. If you go to our currency plugin class, here we can see the euro to INR rate is 88. So now it's get the real-time data. So this is a simple example how to use kernel plugins into our MCP server. In upcoming videos, we talk about more about this.